I'm Laura McNamara reporting from the ACE Annual Conference in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's the 39th Annual Conference. Joining me now is ACE President Troy Knect. Could you kind of just go over your first year as president for us?
Yeah, I don't know, business as usual, I guess. It's an honor to kind of be in a room with so many industry giants and people that have paved the way for, me as a young farmer back in the late 90s, early 2000s to even be here today. But to be able to represent other ethanol plants and speak on behalf of farmers, it's just a great honor.
Excellent. And what are you most looking forward to at the conference this week?
Well, the attendance is great. It's the most we've had since I've been a part of this, so I'm just excited to visit with a lot of old friends and meet new people and kind of learn about the new innovations in the industry. And I think there's just a lot of excitement right now, for ethanol producers.
What would you attribute some of that excitement to?
Well, 45Z tax credits are a big part of it, so that the industry's trying to expand and capture those credits. And I think exports have been strong, and just a lot of good things going on right now.
And how do you feel as far as the industry's progress in capturing those credits?
I think it's happened pretty fast. There's a lot of companies out there that are willing to innovate and to try to help us do this. Obviously, everybody wants a piece of it, and it's exciting to see the fervor in the industry and all the advancements. Not only in the 45Z realm and how to capture, but also the ramp up in production and just the new technologies coming on. It's pretty amazing how fast this industry innovates when it has to.
And technology as a whole has just been enabling a lot more of that advancement with AI. Do you feel that's playing a key role?
I think somewhat. Yeah, I think we've had AI discussions before at our local ethanol plant, and just how that's going to fit in, and not quite sure yet, but it's coming, definitely.
Yeah, that thing around the corner where we can see it, but not exactly certain on how it's going to play out.
That's right.
And then what do you feel is the current state of year-round E15 in Congress right now?
I feel like the state of year-round E15 right now is just what it is. It's just, sitting there in D.C., waiting for the bureaucrats to figure it out, just like, we've been talking. I've been on this board for 12 or 13 years. We've been talking about it the whole time, and we were talking about it before then even. So it's time, but we got to figure out this farm bill thing and where this fits, and then SREs are part of it, and what do the small refiners need out of it, and you've got large and small refiners fighting each other, and there's just too much going on right now, and somebody needs to sort it out. So I hope that our strong ag and rural leadership can work through this and make some deals.
Well, what are some of the other big opportunities for the ethanol industry right now, since that is kind of at a standby status?
Yeah. Well, 45Z, of course, again, that's number one, I think, is plants are already capturing that. That's going to be huge for shareholders. And then exports have been strong. And, the world market has changed and increased. Brazil, for instance, 30%, and they're on a temporary 6-month, 32% trial right now, and they want that to be permanent. That's our main competitor, so we've got a lot of catching up to do here. But I think Guatemala, there's other places that have new mandates, and we can provide them with ethanol. And I think U.S. Grains Council and Biofuels Council, or whatever they call themselves now, I think I got that wrong, but it's somewhere in there. They've done a great job. Ron Lamberty from our staff has worked with them. They've done an awesome job, really, of opening export markets for ethanol, and that's pretty exciting.
And then what about maritime and aviation?
Yeah, and that's probably not as high on the priority list, but it's being talked about, and that is another opportunity. So we just have to, as an industry, figure out where we're going next, what's the low-hanging fruit that we can grab and bring value back to local ethanol plants in the short term, but then long term we have to have that vision of, okay, when we get this, right on to the next thing.
Got it. And what about some of the biggest challenges?
Challenges are, I think always it gets tied into politics somehow. And, the administration changes it's a whole different outlook, right? We had the RCPP project. We changed administrations. We've had a hard time getting that implemented now and funded. So there's things like that you run into that are out of your hands. So you really have to just kind of focus on the end goal, figure out where you need to be, and then hopefully the political winds blow your way. Or you can hopefully, like through our fly-in and opportunities like that, you can influence lawmakers to, to come your way.
Yeah, I was going to mention the fly-in. So given the constantly changing political landscape, you feel that persistency is crucial, integral?
Absolutely. The fly-in has provided, the fly-in's done more than you'd think it would have done over the years as I started on this board and to where we are now. The offices are educated on what ethanol is. We used to take in samples of what it looked like, right, and what it does and how good it was for the environment. They know that, so now when we go in there, it's what we need politically. And really they know that too, before we get there. We've done a great job of educating. It's just now who holds the purse strings, how do we get what we need as compared to what big oil wants, right? And that's always been the struggle. But I think educationally we've done a great job in D.C. It's just now the bureaucracy has to work itself out.
I've seen the innovations like the high blend ethanol tractors, the E98. Do you see traditional agriculture becoming like a truly closed loop circular system that can enhance energy self-sufficiency? Is that something that's coming down the pipeline? It seems like an attractive kind of angle for the ethanol industry.
Yeah, I mean, there are some. John Deere's got a tractor out there now that runs on ethanol, right? E98, yeah. That's a part of it, but what the size of that market is, I don't know. I think it's a nice closed loop system. It looks good, sounds good, and we should do it. But the ultimate demand driver is going to be E15, E30, and then exports. That's the ultimate demand driver.
Well, here's to a great annual conference this year. I'm Laura McNamara in Minneapolis, Minnesota.